where they got something else going on.
Right.
Like my moms and them don't have a chance with social media. You know what I'm saying? Doing raising the way they did.
Right.
So I'm trying to raise the way they did, but add a new '90s flow to it, or 2000s flow to it. But now it's 2016, and it's something like I was talking to somebody. That was last night. I was talking. We got this thing where it's like you got albums.
Right.
It took fuck that. You had 8 tracks. It took 20 years to get to albums. Then it took 15 years to get the cassettes. Then it took 10 years to get the CDs. Then it took 5 years to get the MP3s. Then it took 2 years to get to MP4s. Then it keep going faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And this shit's going so fast, the changes are coming and so forth. We fuck around and give up. We giving the fuck up. Like, you know what, y'all niggas crazy. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have a fucking, you gonna let Apple put an apple in your head, or the phone in your head, but that's what's coming next.
But no, speaking to your point, that's the thing with me. I came to the realization a long time ago that society, as it stands right now with our youth and with our young minds, society, social media, the world they live in, will always, and going forward, it's going to be even more so, but it's always going to have a much stronger influence than what's being instilled in them at the crib. You know what I'm saying? So, coming to that reality, I'm not going to fight a losing battle. You know, I'm not going to play a game that I won't win. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that's going to give me relevance in their lives right now is transparency. I have to be transparent with my indiscretions and with my accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I try to show them that balance, because I'm knowing that they might glorify, everything, gang, gang, gang. When it comes to the young brothers. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the young sisters, is you a thought, or is you all this kind of shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, let me show y'all, with my daughters, like I said before, all of my children are with different women. And I had a wife. You drunk?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, at one point, I was dealing with the dynamic of 4 baby mamas and a wife with her own children on some Brady Bunch type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, because I didn't take the proper course in my life to establish myself as a man first, to, get the right partner that I knew I would be able to build a proper foundation with, and really build a family and really do it the way it should be done. I mean, everybody as an individual got their own path and their own thought process, but we all know it really takes two that's on one accord to really build something and sustain it. And if you're going, and it's best to bring children into that dynamic that's already firm and established. I didn't go that route. I had to improvise along the way. I had to learn. I had to make mistakes. I had to become the person that I am now. So throughout that process, I was able to still maintain my status as a father and be a constant presence, and even have custody, of 2 of my children, and really just be able to show them, I may not have made the right decisions when it came to, having children or whatever out of wedlock. I mean, well, fuck wedlock, because that whole concept to me is like, if 2 people love each other and they committed, give a fuck what legalities involved with that. But it do because society's structured. But I'm saying
it ties you together. I've learned some things from it. It ties you together.
But I've seen people, that's been together 50-something years and never ever legally married, but they raise children together. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's all on the understanding between 2 individuals. I'll never try to tell you that you have to take this step, this legal commitment to validate your relationship. Right. That's y'all understanding. But getting to the bigger point, with them, I had to show them, like, even though I was never able to make a home with your mother, the main family dynamic that they were raised in was up under my marriage. You draw. So they got to see that, and then beyond that, once I went through all my different changes and had to raise girls as a single father, then it became, now, as a man that knows better and know that the influence that they gonna see out in the world is gonna be way stronger than anything that I can teach them, regardless of how much I sit them down and how I try to use examples for them, you know, the positive women like my mother and my sister and all that type of shit in their life. The best thing I could do is show them as a man, I'm not gonna subject y'all to my indiscretions. You know, I'm not gonna live so you're not gonna meet a bunch of women how my name is, you know.
My mother told me,
you know what I'm saying?
My mother told me when I was young, don't have a bunch of kids running around here with your last name. I was crazy when she told me that. We were still living on 14th and Roosevelt, you know what I'm saying? Out west.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? By Crane area, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, you don't want to have a bunch of kids running around with your name. And when she said, what does that mean? See, I don't know, I'm a kid, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older, I started recognizing that it ain't no problem. You can be fruitful. You know what I'm saying? For one, it does put a strain on your finances to take care of and your time, because you can't. It's harder to get finances because you got kids to take care of.
That's a whole nother
it's like it's so much that
it
kind of plays into that. You know what I mean? But the same, and then on the other side of it is that what I've grown as a man. Another side I'm going to say is it's harder to control your children. That's why I said the marriage thing. I've understood something different about it. That if you do control a marriage or whatever the case, and you stay in place in that under that roof, you're able to raise kids a lot more control. When one person slacks off, the other one picks up. When I want to go to the man cave, right now I'm gonna pick my children up, but I'm man cave mode. So now I let them be. You know what I'm saying? Now they in there watching Netflix. They watching all this other pilgrimage. And I don't even know what, you know what I'm saying, what messages is being passed, you know what I'm saying?
It's out there, man. You know, what was taboo for us is the norm. And that's the thing, coming to that realization, there's no way to censor our children from the world. In these days and times, it's impossible. Right. You know, our parents was able to control and manipulate our environment so much back then. You know, we really, experience was really the best teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where with them, they fully in tune with every adult concept,
right.
In theory. Yeah, of course, if they get in that jam, it's a whole different story.
Where does this play out? We don't even know.
But they in tune.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They familiar with it.
This virtual information.
Yeah.
What happens when they really have to live life?
Hell yeah, you know. So
and live these experiences that they think they know.
No question.
You know
so it's like you gotta find a way to just kind of integrate yourself into that world to where your message can resonate with them a little bit more. So for me, I make it a point, like, okay, the girls at an age to where they feeling boys, you know what I'm saying, smelling themselves a little bit. So and then you know, everything nowadays, like, either you got these super soft ass dudes or you got these super tough skinny jean wearing, you know, like you know what I'm saying, like, you know, and they dig in one or the other or a combination of both, whatever the case may be. And then, you know, I got one son, and it's like either you a gamer or athlete or, you know, some wannabe game banger. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids is really falling in distinct categories nowadays, whereas back when we was coming up, you could be versatile, you could cross the board, you know what I'm saying? So knowing that, it's like I find ways to let my kids know that whatever pocket that you trying to...
I'm finna fuck you right now because you don't even know.
Ain't that a bitch?
Keep going, though.
Whatever pocket that you're trying to fit in, whatever you... Ain't that a bitch? But yeah, whatever pocket you're trying to fit in, or whatever lifestyle you feeling attracted to, I make sure that if they don't get it through me or hear it out my mouth, I put them around people that can get my testimony for me. that speak for me, the cousins, the friends, the, you know, the day ones, people that really know my story, where they can see, okay, damn, daddy ain't no sucker ass goofy that we could just come home talking certain type of lingo or get involved in certain type of situations. I'm like, hey, anything you could ever fucking go through, I'd have been through it 2 times for all y'all. I you know what I'm saying, my rap sheet and my resume is longer than any motherfucker in our family. So don't think you finna come in my crib and anything finna be over my head. Ain't nothing over my head. You know what I'm saying?
Have you dealt? Did your man bring home kid, woman yet?
No.
Woman, a little girl? No. We both got girls. Well, you got no, you got.
Yeah,
I
got
mean,
one
he's
son.
gone to like I've taken.
How old is your son?
My son, he'll be 16 this year.
Your son is
16.
16. Okay.
Meet like I've taken him to meet girls out, and he's fraternizing with them. But
So we had these 12-year-old conversations about in the bushes and all that shit to my last podcast. You as a woman, do you reflect that on your son?
what do you mean? We talk about stuff like that.
So, okay.
We have a very open relationship. I try to be as transparent as possible because I felt like that was one of the things that I didn't necessarily get from my mother.
So keyword transparent. You say transparent. You say transparent. And then when y'all said I agree, I feel like I'm trying to be transparent too. Is that us changing the game? We trying to be
I
transparent.
just think it's just a different time.
Yeah,
It's a different time.
And like,
And then also, I feel like, at least for me, I'm closer in age to my son than my mother was to me. So it's kind of like we listen to some of the same music.
They cross over a little bit.
Right. So I feel like I might be a little bit more relatable, even though, in a sense, I'm still the old lady to him.